Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 2 of the workbook, section 3, What is Sin? And this is lesson 253. If you will please read the What is Sin section or listen to my YouTube video once a day through these next lessons, that would be wonderful while we're in section 3. That is what the Course asks that we all do. Myself is ruler of the universe. It is impossible that anything should come to me unbidden by myself. Even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. What happens is what I desire. What does not occur is what I do not want to happen. This must I accept. For thus am I led past this world to my creations, children of my will in heaven, where my holy self abides with them, and him who has created me. Footnote 56. According to this final sentence, the reason we should accept that our external circumstances are chosen by us is that this awakens us to heaven, where our self is all-powerful. If we believe that nothing stands in the way of our will on earth, then we will be led past this world to the heavenly state in which our will is so unopposed that it brings into being new creations. You are the self whom you created, son, creating like yourself and one with you. Footnote 57. This means you, God, are the self, the Christ, whom you created as your son, the son who creates like yourself and one with you. My self, which rules the universe, is but your will in perfect union with my own, which can but offer glad assent to yours, that it may be extended to itself. 58. This means myself, which rules the true universe of heaven, is nothing but your will in perfect union with my own will. My will in turn can but offer glad assent to yours, that your will may continue to extend outward in the form of my creations, which, since they are your will, are simply a case of your will extending itself. Now we will read the commentary by Robert Perry and Alan Watson, the practice suggestion. Pick an event where you felt powerless, then say the following lines to yourself. What happened is what I desired on some level. Even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. For in heaven, myself is ruler of the universe. And this commentary is by Alan Watson. Today's lesson is perhaps the most outrageous in the ego's eyes. There is an odd paradox about the ego. Wanting to be ruler of the universe, it views the actual assertion of that function to be the height of blasphemy. Asserting that I am the ruler of the universe actually cuts the legs out from under the ego and destroys everything it stands on. The whole idea of projection or of finding blame for what is wrong outside of myself is done away with. Nothing comes to me that I have not asked for. It is impossible. That seems a harsh truth, lest we try to water it down. The lesson immediately adds, even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. And since I garbled that up, I'm going to repeat it. That seems a harsh truth. Lest we try to water it down, the lesson immediately adds, even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. Our fear of this truth is that it seems to make us incredibly guilty. The Course is always asking that we take 100% responsibility with 0% guilt. What happens is what I desire. What does not occur is what I do not want to happen. There is just no way to squirm out of what the Course is saying here. The ego tells us that it makes us very guilty if we do this. In reality, it gives us complete power over our lives. Consider what the alternative is to these statements. Things can happen no matter what I want. What does not happen is not under my control. This belief system which we all live by leaves us powerless, hopeless victims of things beyond our control. It is the belief system of guilt, the attempt to avoid the reality of ourself, which is all-powerful. It is the voice of the ego trying to place the blame elsewhere, anywhere, but within our own minds. Myself is ruler of the universe. This way lies freedom. This I must accept. Please note that this does not speak of our individual self, the illusion of ourselves we have all made. It speaks of the self with a capital S, the self we share with all creation. It is our collective mind we speak of, the mind of all of us. It is the individual responsibility of each one of us to choose differently, to reverse the trend within the mind of the sonship. In this view, there is no one but me, the one Son of God. Each of us is responsible for the whole. Each of us is the whole, for the whole is in every part. We must accept the truth of today's lesson. It is the only way out of hell. Anything less is the denial of our divinity, the assertion of the reality of separation. Only in accepting this truth can we be led past this world to our creations. In the closing prayer spoken to God, we say, "You are the self whom you created, Son, creating like yourself and one with you." God himself is our self. We are his extension, more of him, like him, one with him. My true self is simply my will in perfect union with God's assenting to God's own extension in me and through me. If God is myself and God is ruler of the universe, so am I. What does this mean in a practical sense? It means that if I have to begin to accept that I am responsible for everything I see, choosing my feelings, asking for what happens to me, it means that I see in every moment it is up to me to choose either suffer or to be happy. It means that I begin to deny the power of all things outside of me to affect me. It means I accept my role as ruler of my own mind first of all. I begin to acknowledge the power of my wanting and to know that what is strong enough to make a world can let it go. So what does it mean? It means that I have to begin to accept that I am responsible for everything I see, choosing my feelings, asking for what happens to me. It means that I see in every moment it is up to me to choose either suffering or to be happy. It means that I begin to deny the power of all things outside of me to affect me. It means I accept my role as ruler of my own mind first of all. I begin to acknowledge the power of my wanting and to know that what is strong enough to make a world can let it go. And now I will lead us into meditation. If you would please close your eyes. Myself is ruler of the universe. Please close your eyes and join me in the meditation. Myself is ruler of the universe. You are the self whom you created, Son, creating like yourself and one with you. Myself, which rules the universe, is but your will in perfect union with my own, which can but offer glad assent to yours, that it may be extended to itself. It is impossible that anything should come to me unbidden by myself. Even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. What happens is what I desire. What does not occur is what I do not want to happen. This must I accept, for thus I am led past this world to my creations, children of my will in heaven, where my holy self abides, with them and him who has created me. Myself is ruler of the universe. for joining with me in the meditation. Now we are on section 4, What is Sin? We are reading paragraph 2, sentences 1 through 4. The body is the instrument the mind made in its striving to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive, yet can the goal of striving change? And now the body serves a different aim for striving. This is the commentary by Alan Watson on the section What is Sin that we just read. As we have seen already, the body is the instrument the mind made in its efforts to deceive itself. The purpose of the body, as seen by the ego, is to strive, to be in conflict and competition with other bodies, often for other bodies. The body struggles, it carves out its existence from the world through the sweat of its brow and through attack on other bodies. Its law is the law of the jungle, kill or be killed. Does this mean that the body is a hateful, evil thing to be despised and subdued? No. The goal of the body's striving can change. Given to the ego, the goal is strife itself with no real end. Strife keeps the ego going, but given to the Holy Spirit, our striving can take on the goal of truth instead of lies. The Holy Spirit can use everything the ego made to undo the purposes of the ego. He can use our special relationships, our words and our thoughts, the world itself and our bodies, all to serve the purposes of truth. The key lies in the changing of the goal, the purpose which the body and everything associated with it serves. A special relationship becomes holy when its purpose is changed from sin to holiness. From trying to find a completion we think is lacking, to striving to remember a completion we already have. In the words of an old Christian hymn by Francis Ridley Havergal, we can pray, "Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of Thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for Thee. Take my lips and let them be filled with messages from Thee. Take my voice and let me sing, ever only of my King." Thank you so much for joining with me in lesson 253. Ourselves are rulers of the universe. Myself is ruler of the universe. I love you. Thank you.